Good morning, everyone. Then, since everyone is here now, should we begin our session?
Yes.
Definitely.
So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to South India Business Week, day 12, for our Women Entrepreneurs Day panel. So, for today's panel, we have Dr. Manjula Kumari, ma'am. Ma'am is the CEO and Senior Consultant for Obesity and Physical Therapy at Varanaa's Healthcare Research and Training Organization. We have Pradhika Bhartia, ma'am. Ma'am is a handwriting analyst, neurologist, past life regression therapist, and color and drawing analyst. We have Ramya Rajagopal, ma'am. Ma'am is the founder and CEO of Geese Learning Company. For today's topic of discussion, we are talking about women entrepreneurs and how they are unleashing the potential and overcoming the boundaries. So let me start my first question with Manjula, ma'am. So, ma'am, as a female and a CEO and senior consultant, what challenges have you faced in the healthcare industry, ma'am, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, we all know that the Indian market is Indian society itself is a patriarchal society. We do face a lot of challenges being women entrepreneurs. When I started my journey, I had to face a lot because I have to maintain a perfect work balance, work life balance. I had a kid then, and my kid was studying in his third and fourth standards. So I had to take care of the kid, family, as well as the business, promotions. Being a CEO, I had to take a lot of during COVID situation and all, I had to face a lot. But the only thing which kept me moving is my strong determination, willpower, and a positive attitude, which drove me to this edge. And I'm very happy today to be a woman entrepreneur because we have lot of avenues, and some people say that women never give their back, but I have a lot of women who gave me their back and who backed me every time, and they helped me a lot in this journey. So women always have to support women in this journey, thereby we can reach the heights. That's what I feel in this journey.
Yeah, ma'am, that is true. Women supporting women is very rare in this case, and people say women don't have unity and all, but we
Yeah.
have to learn from it and stand together by it. So, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for those inspirational words. Now, my next question to Pradhika, ma'am. So, ma'am, handwriting analysis, numerology, past life regression, these are all unique and unconventional services, right, ma'am? So,
Yeah.
how do you educate your audience by these, and have you faced any challenges by providing these services as a woman?
Yeah. So basically, my journey started somewhere around 14 years back, approximately. So, as you can understand, that 14 years back, I was quite young. So, first of all, the impression would be that this is a kid who is coming and she is trying to bluff, and parents are just supporting in this bluff. And plus people are already mentally so harassed because of certain services, like you can say in astrology, people have been duped by wrong astrologers because of some myth and misconception. It's not that they're trying to dupe people, but some misconception or myths are arising on the grounds of religion, on the grounds of spiritualism, everything combined. So people have fallen trap into those services basically. So they have developed a wrong myth and conception that numerology or handwriting analysis is also some that kind of bluffing service only. But none of the science is a bluff. None of it is bluff. As we perform medical science has got its own pros and cons. Okay, when you're taking allopathy medicine, there are some side effects associated with each and every medicine which you are taking on a regular basis. So everything has got its pros and cons. It's just that how much you are able to digest the cons, how much is your acceptance towards that cons. So I had to teach, and at that age it was quite a bit of a challenge. So my portal used to be like conducting exhibitions, going on stage events, conducting a parent teachers meeting with a small group of people, so that I could attend and like my with 100% attention to individual questions and individual attention as well. So I could analyze what a human mind is thinking. I am prepared with certain set of questions that yes, I can answer, but a human mind can think a lot of other questions. So it would give me a benefit of doubt to prepare for the next event as well. That okay, I got this kind of question, although I wasn't prepared, but okay, I could speak up because something which I'm speaking up is from my heart. It's not ready made. It's not speech written, right? So it would help me out to analyze and attend. And but if you are in a big group of people, you can't attend to questions. You can get attend like you can attend very few questions, entertain them, and it's all resolved. But attending 10 to 12 people gave me that benefit. So my focus was always on a small group events, personalized events, corporate events where small group of people would come. So that's how I overcame barriers, but still I face such barriers and I keep on doing that.
Yeah, I think in your field it is important to first educate your client and then analyze them, like what is happening, what will you do,
Right.
and all.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. So now my next question to Ramya, ma'am. So, ma'am, at Geese Learning Company, focuses are on experimental learning, right? So, how do you ensure that your program is inclusive and accessible to diverse audience?
Okay. First of all, thank you. Thank you so much for the question. And it's amazing to have this meet where we all are coming together. And we're talking about something that is extremely important as a topic, because empowering women and unleashing their potential is something that which it's very good to read in magazines, on posters. But it's a real topic to discuss, because it starts at home at a very young age, be it from the child being empowered in the child's own capabilities and capacities. So that's where the topic is, and I'm so happy that I have a wonderful, co-speakers with me, which is Pradhika and Manjula. I'm so proud of you both already. Thank you so much for that. And for the coming back to the question on how does Geese Learning Company help in inclusivity and understanding, with the experiential learning. For Geese Learning Company, we focus on experiential learning, and we also ensure that the program is addressing to the diverse audience. For one reason, because the participants represent different countries, because we have global audiences. Sometimes we do have programs that which we run from many other states itself. So we ensure inclusivity and accessibility in our programs by one, having a very diverse representation. We also understand that, for example, our case studies that which we take, or the examples that which we have in the program when we deliver the program, we understand the perspectives not only from the module level, but also from all the stakeholders, why we are doing this program and what is that the outcome of the program is. And also we understand what is that the ultimate learning outcome for the learners would be, and what kind of cultures are they each coming from, be it even not global, even if I'm talking about our own country. We come from diverse backgrounds in our own ways. So this kind of going in depth into understanding the need of the program itself, the birth of the program itself, gives us a lot of space to conceptualize the program, having a lot of inclusivity. Also, on second point, when we say about inclusivity, it's also basically on your people of different people of different what do you call calibers, and also we understand, if somebody is by any chance differently abled, we see to that they are also able to equally participate in the programs. We make sure that the environment is very suitable for them, even if they are going to be differently abled. And also we think about understanding a flexible learning format, be it beyond the workshops or online module, or experiential learning is all about simulations. So we conceptualize the program again with having hands-on activities to accommodate different learning styles and preferences. So these are the few things that which Geese Learning Company completely focuses upon. And also, last but not the least, we are also very we close the feedback loop, and we establish that the feedback mechanisms from the participants are taken, the input is taken from them, so that we are also learning in the process of delivering the programs for our clients. So that also helps us in having continuous improvement in our workshops, in our programs, in the sessions that which we take. And as Manjula was talking about, today we are having a very different learning model from what we had seen in the previous COVID times. This is like two different eras we are right now living on. So there was a time when we had to go completely online, and coming from a strong experiential background, I being myself, it was a difficult phase for me to even switch to virtual learning, because sometimes we get used to what we are doing. And I'm in the industry for the last about 17 years. So experiential learning has always been face-to-face, in the site, at the locations, seeing people, doing things together. A lot of teamwork, team building happens, and a lot of learning comes out as an outcome of it. So that itself became a lot of inclusivity process for us to understand different learning ways. So these are the ways that which Geese Learning Company takes on in ensuring that the lot of coming together happens in the in the process of delivering the module.
Thank you, ma'am. That is very inspirational to listen. I hope your company does even more well in the future as well.
Thank you so much.
So my next question to Manjula, ma'am. So, ma'am, how do you see the role of women entrepreneurs evolving in the healthcare sector, ma'am? And what opportunities do you see for growth and innovation in this sector?
Yeah, I see a very good niche in the healthcare sector because a healthcare sector is the major sector in any country and all. And in India, particularly after COVID, lot of like investment has been done in this healthcare sector, because we realized the actual worth of healthcare sector then during that COVID situation. Like during this COVID situation, lot of issues happened: a lack of beds, lack of oxygen cylinders. People had to undergo a lot of turmoil because they were ICUs were not proper in certain areas, so medical facilities were not proper. So during this time, we actually realized what is important for survival. So then we have started improving the training skills have been improved for our staff, and providing as ma'am said, Ramya ma'am said, it is entirely a total shift. We went online to help our patients who were in what you say, lockdown and quarantine. And during that phase, we had to take up the tele health and all issues we had to take. Of course, there were barriers. There were barriers in learning, as Ramya ma'am said, and the lack of awareness, like Pradhika ma'am said. There were different barriers, but we properly managed to transcend these barriers and reach the people, and we could help the people. And then we realized the fact that this is more, the awareness, spreading awareness is more important in healthcare industry, rather than giving the services when they are actually needed. Awareness is more important, prevention is more important. That is what we realized. It has been already there. Prevention is better than cure, what we listen to. And the emphasis is more made in that particular aspect. And we have started spreading awareness through podcasts and certain camps and other things. So in that way, the niche is really good, and we could able to spread that awareness. Thereby people started investing on their health. Earlier they used to think that health is something, they used to take it for granted. But then after COVID, post COVID, people started investing on their health, and now we can see the change. So healthcare sector has got a very good prospects in the coming future also.
That is true, ma'am. Thank you for that. Now, my next question to Pradhika, ma'am. Ma'am, as a female entrepreneur in the spiritual and holistic wellness industry, how do you balance promoting your services while also respecting cultural sensitivities and beliefs?
Yeah, so thank you for this sensitive question actually, which needs to be addressed. So this query I have received a lot of times. So the thing is, being spiritual and being religious, these are two different things. Every religion has got its own methods, okay, but being spiritual means you are connected to yourself. You're not uh, you're not involving any goddesses in our culture. Being spiritual means to have one control over your mind, emotions, sensitivity, what we do. Because in present day scenario, what we are doing is we are competing with one another. But instead of focusing on our self growth, be it health, be it mental health, be it anything, financial prosperity, we are not looking for that. We are running behind money. But how much money? Do we know that limit? No. My main question when I get to know people or when I receive calls or queries, so will I get money after taking your service? So it has got nothing to do with religion or anything. What you are looking for is money. Okay, fine. So how much money do you want? Bahut. What is the definition of that? More. You have to define yourself now. So if I keep 100 rupees and if I keep 2000 rupees, which is more? So you're happy with 2000 rupees? That should be the definition, right? But they don't know that limit. They don't know that. As I have said earlier, also, we have forgotten where our limit lies. We are just running behind, but what we are running behind, we don't know. We are just running blindly. So, and religion helps us, the religion we are born with, but spiritualism is something which we have to inculcate, we have to develop within ourselves. Religion is already, we are in that surrounding. That doesn't need to be taught. We are getting brought up, we are getting taught, and some things we get inherited. Because as you know, when we were in mother's womb, we have been listening. Maybe if you are from like Hindu culture, so Bhagavad Gita or Om Namah Shivaya, some things we get to learn. Or if you are from Muslim culture, maybe namaz reading, 5 times namaz, fasting. These are all very popular beliefs in that religion, right? So that doesn't need to be taught. But spiritualism, you need to develop. You need to get involved. You need to devote yourself that yes, this time is dedicated for myself. And how am I doing it? It's by doing meditation, by doing exercise, by practicing therapies. Maybe one is consulting me, I recommend some kind of therapies. So it is completely different from what we practice in religion. Being spiritual, so my again and again request is that don't consider spiritualism and religion as the same thing. They are both different practices. Like even if you listen to great spiritual leaders like God Gopal Das or Sadhguru, right? So they teach us spiritualism, how to be at peace with what you have instead of running behind. So when you start developing that spiritual practice, when you start being happy with yourself, you will see that you are achieving prosperity in your life. And when you are religious, it helps us to get connected to the society where we live in. If you're not religious, we won't be able to connect to the social society or the background where we live in. So both are required, and both are required at their independent levels.
Thank you, ma'am. That is true. Like both should be independent. We should not overlap them. So our beliefs also get mixed, and we'll most of the time end up confusing between them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Thank you, ma'am. So my next question to Ramya, ma'am. So, ma'am, what challenges have you faced as a female entrepreneur in the education industry and this training industry? How have you navigated them in your life?
It's again a very powerful question, I would say. It is not only that for training industry, because I come from training industry, we are talking about it. Every woman, when they want to pursue, an entrepreneurship, the first thing it has been regarded as a hobby. What you're doing is not a profession. What you're doing is a hobby. That's what, it's been tagged under. And from there, you have to kind of ask yourself, the question is so much powerful that, it kind of kindles a self-doubt on you, onto yourself. Though you're very clear in what you want to pursue, sometimes the question that is getting faced, or that which you're facing, puts you in that spot where you have a self-doubt asking, am I really actually pursuing a passion here, or am I really pursuing a hobby here? And I have a wonderful supporting family, and my mom, being a single mother, she has always been very supportive of girls coming in the front and being there, putting yourself out there, doing your things which you feel is right for yourself and for the society and for the family. If these things are taken care of, then a lot of support was there for me to actually explore my life and understand what I actually wanted to do. So coming from a very strong supportive family actually helped me in a very young age. And I started training, as what Pradhika was talking about, when she was 14 years of her experience. So then she would have been much more younger. The same story was what even I had, because I started training when I was in my early 20s. So when I was 21, I still remember one of my program where one of my learners said, why would I have to listen to you? Because your age is my experience. What do you have to tell me? Because your age is of my experience. And that kind of shook me off, I would be very honest, as I go on to say this in record. And I think standing there at that time and not getting scared of being questioned by the opposite gender, onto your credibility, onto your reason for what you are standing in front of them, and putting your foot down, and also not being arrogant, but being assertively accommodating to the fact that, yes, it is. That's the reality. That's the truth. Your age is of my experience. But here we are standing to share our knowledge. I think as a woman entrepreneur, what we all face is, am I doing the right thing? And if you're very clear in what you're doing, the first thing, the challenge what you face is coming as, being very strong. Your opinions are very strong. But still, if you can stand there and hold your, place and put your thought out there, then people listen to you. That is number one challenge which I faced. And number two challenge was always, or rather, it is still, when you go for, talking, or when you're going for, a business meeting, when you're sitting on the table for negotiations, it's very small thing that which happens as a part of your business, but it's a huge thing, because sometimes you're being cut out in the conversation, and at that time you don't have anybody to listen to you, but you still have the conversation which is not completed. So it's a very realistic thing, and at that time you really have to place yourself and then ask and say that in a tone which is again acceptable, and you develop that strong skill. You understand what is that market really wants out of you, and you really seek, you're very prepared to go and talk to the table, to understand that yes, you actually mean business, and you're not here for just a conversation. So I think coming across as, again, I would say, being assertive at the same time telling that you really mean business was a very important challenge again. And building credibility and authority goes without saying, because as I don't know, but I say this: strong women are amazing on the posters. Strong women are amazing on a platform. You have the same woman at your home, it's a big no. You don't want a Kiran Bedi at home, as simple as that. but you want them in the papers, the first IAS officer. Right, it's a thing that which you can clap for others. So ensuring that you have that authority and you have the credibility, you need to gain it over a period of time, and you need to build it over a period of time. By saying this, today women entrepreneurs are highly respected. I have amazing peers around me. They're very supportive of our work. In fact, they respect us so much because it's like a work-life balance is what we do as women. We put ourselves out there at family. We put ourselves out there in the work, and we all give our 100%. Even men, even they give 100%, irrespective of where we are coming from, irrespective of the genders which we are representing. But it's the same thing. But over here, when a child is sick, the mother is expected to take care of the kid. When a mother is sick, it's expected the daughter to be taking care of the mother. And it is the norm that which we are talking about. And we're slowly breaking that up. So for me, those were the challenges. But luckily, as I said, I don't have a crying child, or I have an amazingly supportive mother. My ecosystem, which I have built over a period of time, has been very supportive enough for me to pursue my career or otherwise my profession. But it took me a lot of time to make them believe in me. Even at the initial stage, they were asking, are you pursuing it on the right track? Are you on the right track? Why not just pick up a 9-to-5 job? Why don't you just settle for something like that? But entrepreneurship is all about taking risks and taking calculated risks and pursuing your passion no matter what and not giving up. The challenges are very real at home. It's a day-to-day challenge, but you can ask for help. There is no reason why we can't be vulnerable. At the same time, we can be strong. We can be putting our thoughts very straight into our work life, into our work and into our with our people where we are, or other family we are with. So these things really help us get focused on when people start actually listening to you, and when they know that you are very serious in what you're doing, then the path starts getting cleared. Then you make your own path, then you remove your own bricks, then you convert them into your own buildings, and then you start building your own empires. So this is where I think the challenges were, and it's nice to have challenges. Otherwise, what's the fun of life then? If challenges aren't there, then what's fun of what you're creating? You must be having these challenges so that you have a story to speak upon. So yeah, that is where we are coming from, or rather, I would be coming from. Thanks for the question.
Thank you, ma'am. That was an inspirational journey, and the way you overcame your challenges was really amazing, ma'am.
Thank you.
So, my next question to Manjula, ma'am. So, ma'am, how do you empower other women to pursue entrepreneurship in healthcare, and what advice would you give to these aspiring females in this industry?
Definitely. First of all, I would like to congratulate Ramya Rajagopal ma'am for being so successful. And yes, ma'am, that's true that challenges help us to unleash the hidden potential in us, actually.
True.
So that's really amazing.
That's the topic which we're discussing, isn't it? If we have not been through that, then how authentic can be in front of others?
Seriously. To say about my journey in few words, let me tell you, I started my journey 19 years back, and my son was in his second class then. There was lot of peer pressure around. It was a parentpreneurship, and I had to balance a lot. Work-life balance was really tough then. My son always was demanding, and he wanted me to be with him all the time, because his friends and mother moms and others are always used to be with him, taking them to their music classes and sports classes, everything. So I could manage to convince him, and I had a strong family with my mom and dad. They used to take care of him. As ma'am said, Ramya ma'am said, yes, we are strong women, but we cannot always be a superwoman. We can never be a superwoman. We have to accept it, and we should not be under this peer pressure. This is the first advice I give to any entrepreneur, lady entrepreneur especially, because like, entrepreneurship is a choice. We are there to pursue our passion, and we have to give our 100% into it. We need to be sometimes very strong in that. And we have to take decisions according to the situation. And they are not foreseen. We have to, like feel others are about our presence, a strong presence. Because we need to see that our voice is heard, not to say that we are attention seekers or something, but we are working for a purpose. We have to put our purpose before them, and we have to be very strong in that. So in this aspect, we have to be little, what you say, very strong. Not sometimes people call us arrogant, then too it's okay. It's okay to be tagged, it's okay to take the names, but you have to put your purpose before each and every person to get that thing done. And in healthcare it is much required, because there is lot of human resource involved into this healthcare. It is a service industry. In a service industry, certain things have to be taken into consideration, we have to be, like emotional intelligence is also important. But sometimes most of the people working with me are women. They're also having the family, they're also going through the same thing. We have to be understanding, cooperative, and at the same time we should not compromise about our services. These are the things which needs more of you into that. Being a leader, you have to be more into that. It's a teamwork. Building a strong team and working along with your team is more important in healthcare industry. So these are the challenges, and these are the advices, these are the challenges which I have went through. And let me tell you something. When I started my journey, I was the pioneer to introduce lot of treatments in weight loss, non-surgical weight loss systems, like I had cavilipolysis, cryolipolysis, as well as laser lipolysis. We were the pioneers then. When I say that it's cavilipolysis, now people got to know things. But 19 years back, when I started, when I say I use ultrasound to break down the fat in your body, people used to ask, "Oh, it is ultrasound. Are you going to scan our entire body?" Sometimes I got people came to me for scanning also. I had to keep them in the consultation room. I had to explain each and everything about the treatment. This is not scanning. This is something therapeutic, and we'll be doing this. We'll be doing that. So raising awareness was also very important. See, healthcare industry is ever evolving, and the treatments are also ever evolving. We have to raise the awareness first of all, and we should know the things. We have to update and upgrade in order not to get found nowhere. We need to update. CMEs are more important, training sessions are more important. And we say that informed practice in healthcare, that is knowing everything what is happening in the entire world, what are the updates coming up. So updating ourselves is more important in healthcare industry, not only in healthcare industry, everything, but updating the knowledge about the treatment, the recent advancements in treatments is more important in healthcare industry. These are the things what I have faced and I have experienced, and I say that these are the advices I can give to my peer age group or my juniors. So on this I wrote a book on how to manage the healthcare industry strategically. I wrote a book on that, and that will be useful to most of them. That is what I say. See, like when it comes to women, women are more passionate. At the same time, they can multitask. So healthcare industry is the best industry for women to take care of each and everyone, because they need people who work with compassion. Women are more compassionate to take care of things. So this is how I say that healthcare industry should always be updated, should always be taken care with a strong woman. A strong woman should come up to take care of healthcare industry and move forward.
Yeah. Firstly, congratulations on your book, ma'am, and it was a very inspirational journey to listen. I hope you do well in future as well, ma'am. Thank you. And my next question to Pradhika, ma'am. So, ma'am, how do you see the landscape of the spiritual and holistic wellness evolving, and what role do you think women entrepreneurs will play in shaping this industry?
Yeah, so thank you for this question, Luita. Actually, the answer was already taken care of by Manjula ma'am, where actually the women needs to come up. Actually, it's the industry, since it's a healthcare. mental wellness we are looking forward. And women have that power and that empathy and that compassion which can be taken care of. Because see, when you see a female, when we have met our mothers, grandmothers, we have always seen them with lot of love and emotion. Howsoever they scolded us, beaten us, maybe punished us, but still we have that image that they have emotions. Whenever we wanted to cry, we wanted to hug, we went to moms, not to dads. But whenever we wanted courage, we needed a back support, we went to dads. Howsoever emotional, we have seen our dad with love, compassion, care. But with emotions and love, we can consider only women. And when it comes to a strong figure who can teach us to fight, to see the world, okay, so we learn it from our dads. So, yes, and when it comes to mental wellness, emotional, spiritual beings, you can imagine if a female is there with empathy, with emotions. So, how much mental wellness without even therapy, just by words also, things would heal. People would become at ease. That's why I chose this profession, because I knew somewhere that I can't be a medical doctor because I'm scared. I'm not that emotionally strong. That was my weak point. But yes, but I have the power of words. I can, I have the power of listening. So yes, I can choose this profession instead of going for, not everyone needs to be a doctor to heal someone. People also need some good listeners who can just listen to them without judging them, without making any caustic remarks, sarcasm, okay, and who are not talking behind the backs. True. So that's why I chose this profession. And yes, female, if female decide to grow up in this profession, and this profession will give those females who are looking forward to start some career, okay, but they are unable to bring, or they are unable to think about anything. Online portal is like, after COVID, the online portal has grown so much that they don't need to step out of their home comfort zone. They can take online sessions and people are comfortable. There are people who want to just go for online sessions because that will give them their comfort zone. Not everyone is ready to speak up about their problems at your comfort zone, but rather at their comfort zone. So online portal has brought both the people along. Homemakers don't need to step out, and they can be homepreneurs. And the people who need to want them to be heard, they don't need to come out of their comfort zone. They are not so they don't have that fear that if someone sees them visiting a consultant, what if someone is seeing them going inside a clinic, what they will think about him. They don't need to. So that has got a lot of scope. I guess homemakers who are thinking how to grow, or how to grow, become independent financially. So this is a good portal. This is a good arena where there are people suffering and who want that someone is should be there to look out for them. So not better. No one can be better listener than a women, basically. Although they are good talkers, we are found as a good gossipers or talkers, but no one can be a good guide as well. We have got the best guidance from our moms, grandmoms, and mother-in-laws. They have been the best teachers, not fathers. Sorry, that's if you find it a little embarrassing, but yes, you have taught us to fight, not to be empathic.
True, ma'am. Totally true. And thank you for your advice, ma'am. Now, my next question to Ramya, ma'am. How do you empower women, ma'am, and girls through your company's learning programs? And what impact do you hope to have on their personal and professional development?
Thank you. Thank you so much for that question. In fact, I think this became one of my very favorite question of all the three. Because as I said, when I started training way back in 2006, six is when I had finished my college, and six is when I thought of getting into training. And being a very young professional, it became my area of interest to do certain programs that can actually, I did not focus on only empowering a woman or a girl as such, but I wanted to change human life, or rather I would want to say I would want to enhance human lives. That was where my passion was getting pursued, and that is the mission statement for Geese Learning Company as well, to enhance human lives. And that's a moonshot mission, because it's a huge thing to talk about. It's a very large thing. And as of today, we have trained and coached about 180,000 people. So in that range of participation for over the 17 years, whatever we have been in the industry, the programs were always on skill development. It was always on team building and team bonding and experiential learning. So I personally wanted to even pursue my own self understanding. What else? What next? So getting into leadership coaching and understanding, becoming a PCC, which is professionally certified coach from Ericsson Coaching International, and then from there becoming a behavioral analyst in understanding your behavior patterns that will enhance you to bring out your natural strength. You can't make a fish climb a tree. At the same point, it is a place where everything begins at home. Adult is created from a home, and at home, what we expect is my child should be the best, and I want everything to be done by that one child. And it's so unfortunate if that child becomes to, or happens to become, a single child, because then the expectations are so more on them. And then from there, you work on your weakness, you work on the areas of improvement rather than focusing on your natural strength. So that was a shift which Geese Learning Company did. We did not focus on the areas of improvement. None of our modules focuses on the areas of improvement. I think because we as individuals, we can cater to what our needs are. But if at all we can enhance our strength and focus on our strength, then we're talking about exponential learning, exponential growth. And as we were doing the programs for Geese Learning Company, the birth of era of leadership happened. So it's a LEAD, it's a leadership with a H in between. So it's LEAD, HERSHIP. So era of leadership. And I believe that though we all talk about leadership skills as a skill, women are differently, enabled to process the problems in front of us. We are very strong in our intuitions. We are very strong in our gut feelings, which cannot be negotiated. At the same time, we are also an emotional creatures, which needs an alignment. Again, as I said, I have a very strong single mother. I've seen her as a balance between a human and all of the senses. At the same time, putting her leadership skills at her workplace, having 3 kids and raising it all by herself, came across a lot of leadership skills I saw in my own home. The decisions were made. So I was like, why not do certain basic things that which our mothers are capable of doing so easily, and why not cater them to a module? And that's when, as I said, era of leadership happened. And the program is absolutely it's of course a favorite child of mine. The program being, having different modules, it caters to the girls and the women understanding their natural strength, working on themselves, and also understanding what they can do and how they can actually transition in their career and also grow in their corporate ladder, and what are the different things that which is required, and or rather the same thing with a different approach is required for today for women to represent at their organizational levels and organizational developments. And also having them in the C-suite is extremely important. The representations there has to be increased. In fact, I remember Geese Learning Company into incubation with IIM Bangalore. And Year of Leadership is something which I thought was amazing to work upon. And we got through the first and the second stage and all that, but in the final stage, I couldn't get through. So I was literally heartbroken, because why? When the entire world is speaking about women entrepreneurship, when the entire world is talking about unleashing potential of women, why wouldn't this not be there? But I think somewhere failures are, as I said, the best teachers. Failures are the rejections, rather than failures, I would say. The rejections are the place where you go back and you redefine the problem, you rethink the problem, and you come back with a better solution. So I made Year of Leadership into not only just a 2-day program, but also it became a 3-month program, a 90 days program, because changes do not happen within 48 hours. And we are talking about serious changes. We are talking about serious learnings and outcomes that which you can implement at your work, at your life, and at a very personal level to yourself. So this program talks about working on, as I said, on your behaviors, on understanding yourself, and also on your leadership skills. And the impact has been fantastic, because I remember one of my participants who came and told me, ma'am, I have been a girl who had not been able to talk as much in public. And I have not done, in fact, my organization is extremely employee friendly, and a lot of programs and HR initiatives keeps happening. And I have always been a spectator. I always self-doubted my talents. I thought I would never be able to be a part of the competition. But after attending your program, I went out there. I put myself into everything. I gave my name for all the activities. And, some prizes she could win. It could sound very small, but that one life, that girl who could put herself out into the, testing herself and being a part and becoming more social and becoming more open and breaking her own norms, I think that is where the impact began. So at this point of a time, as I said, with over about 180,000 people, at least with Year of Leadership, about 50,000 people would have been attending the program, and we have been having a wonderful, testimonials, and we have been having a wonderful feedback from them. So, and they keep in touch, they come back, they call, they talk, and they create leaders. That's the best part about being a leader, is when you create leaders, and that is happening at multiple levels. Even at their home, they are doing it. So somewhere the impact is started. And I think women entrepreneurship, or unleashing the potential, or leadership skills, everything starts with just a rippling effect. You drop a stone and it will be seen at the end of the waters. So I think that is where we are doing what we're doing. We are dropping stone, and I believe it should reach the shores.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. And on this note, as we are reaching the end of our session, I just want to ask you to all give one advice for women who are trying to unleash their potential and overcome their barriers. So one advice from everyone quickly. Let's start with Ramya, ma'am.
Take risks.
Yeah.
Put yourself out there in the place. If you want to do it, go for it. Don't stop.
Thank you, ma'am. And Manjula, ma'am.
Don't be afraid to voice out. Let your voice be heard.
Thank you, ma'am. Pradhika, ma'am, you?
So there is a saying that practice makes a man perfect. So the proverb is for men, not for women. So you are already inborn perfect. Just accept your imperfections with perfections. That's it.
Thank you, ma'am. And thank you, everyone, for your wonderful, inspiring stories here. And also, thank you so much for being such inspirational personalities and empowering all as women as well. And before you all go, I just want to wish you Happy Women's Day in advance.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone,
for your time.
Thank you, and thank you, same to you. Yes. And thank you so much for all the participants. I see a lot of reactions, a lot of clapping, a lot of thumbs up. So thank you so much for listening to us. And it's been an honor to be present as with Manjula and with Pradhika. And thank you so much, Business Mint, for giving Geese an opportunity to come and be with you all today. And all the best to everyone out here. And may God bless us all to a great success. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, ma'am. And we hope to work with you all again in the future as well. Thank you for your time here.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Have a
you.
great day.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
much.